Welcome to my channel Learn, Grow and Rise. In today's session, we'll discuss relative atomic mass. Under relative atomic mass, we'll discuss introduction, relative atomic mass, gram atomic mass, unit of relative atomic mass, instrument to determine the atomic mass, calculation of average relative atomic mass, and finally, we'll discuss tricks to remember atomic mass. Before discussing what is atomic mass, let us discuss what is an atom. Atom is the smallest unit of matter that retains the identity of the substance. Means, if we take atom of oxygen molecule, oxygen atom shows all the properties of the oxygen molecule. If we take atom from gold metal's atom shows all the properties shown by the gold metal. Hence, atom is the smallest unit of the element which shows the properties of the element. Hence, it retains the identity of the element or the substance. Now, how small atom is? If you see, the size of an atom is about 0.1 nanometer to 0.5 nanometer. What is the value of 1 nanometer? 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power minus 9 meter. From this, we can imagine how small one atom is. Is it possible to calculate mass of such tiny particles? Yes, of course. Let us have a discussion how we can calculate mass of such tiny particles. Before discussing this, let's have some idea how we are calculating mass of the substance in our daily life. Here you can see one instrument called pan balance. By using the pan balance, we want to calculate mass of the oranges. While calculating the mass of the oranges, we are comparing the mass of the oranges with a standard mass. So this is the standard mass. As we are comparing the mass of the orange with the standard mass, we can say it is the relative mass or the mass of the orange is a relative mass because we are relating the mass of the orange with the standard mass. Now question comes, can we use the same instrument and same standard mass for calculating the mass of an atom? Of course no, because atoms are so tiny, it is practically impossible to hold it with any instrument to calculate its mass. Then, how mass of a single atom can be calculated? Yes, we can use the method of comparing the mass of the atom with a standard mass. Now let us have a discussion. How can we compare the mass of two substances? You can see here one yellow substance and one red substance. When we want to compare the mass of the yellow substance with the red substance, what we are doing? We are using a beam balance here. When we are using the beam balance, we can see that mass of the yellow metal is heavier than the mass of the red metal. So, what we are doing to compare this mass? We are cutting the yellow metal into 8 equal parts. When we are cutting the yellow metal into 8 equal parts, each part is 1/8 of the yellow substance or yellow metal. Now, when we put one part from this 8 equal cut to compare the mass of the red metal, then we found that mass of the red metal is exactly equal with that one part. So we can conclude that mass of the red metal is 1/8 part of the mass of the yellow metal. Is it clear, children? So this is the way how we are comparing the mass of the two substances. Now, how can we compare mass of atoms Now let us discuss. We are also comparing the mass of the atom by using the same method. John Dalton taken hydrogen as a standard for comparing the mass of the other atoms. Why? Because hydrogen is the lightest element and it consists of only one proton, and the mass of proton is known to us. So mass of the hydrogen is equal to mass of the proton, because hydrogen has no neutron and the mass of the electron is negligible. So what is the mass of hydrogen atom, children? The mass of the hydrogen atom is 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. But 10 to the power minus 27 kg is very difficult to put in the calculation, because the value is very small. That's why we are taking this is as a atomic mass unit. So 1 atomic mass unit is equal to 1.66 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. Or we can say the mass of the one hydrogen atom is equal to 1 atomic mass unit. Now we are comparing the mass of the hydrogen atom with the other atom. Say for example, when we are comparing mass of the carbon atom with the hydrogen atom, we found that carbon atom is 12 times heavier than hydrogen atom. Hence, the mass of the atomic mass of the carbon atom, or we can say it is a relative atomic mass, children, because we are comparing the mass of the carbon atom with the mass of the hydrogen atom. So, relative atomic mass of the carbon is equal to 12 atomic mass unit, because it is 12 times heavier than the hydrogen atom. But there are limitations using in this method. What is the limitation? Hydrogen is a gas. It is very difficult to handle it. And hydrogen does not react with all the elements discovered at that time. So, scientists changed the scale hydrogen to oxygen. But same problem they faced with the oxygen, because oxygen is also a gas. Now, scientists thought for a standard scale which definitely a solid, and it must have a stable condition, and also we can get it with an abundance or plentifully available. That's why scientists choose the carbon 12 atom as a standard atom. What is the reason behind choosing it? It is a stable, carbon 12 is a stable isotope. It exists in a solid state at the room temperature. It's available plentifully, and it reacts with the elements discovered at that time and form the stable compound. So these are the conditions, or these are the reason why we changed, or that time scientists changed from hydrogen scale to oxygen scale, and finally they took the carbon scale as a standard. Now, as we are comparing the mass of the atom with the carbon scale, we can term it is a relative atomic mass, or RAM. RAM is defined as how much time one atom of element is heavier than 1/12th mass of one atom of C12. That is known as the RAM, or relative atomic mass. So, mass of one atom is how much or how many times heavier than the standard carbon mass of the atom, and how much atom, that is 1/12th of the mass of one atom. Okay, now question comes, why 1/12th? Because 1/12th mass of an hydrogen atom value is 1 atomic mass unit. You can see 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms if we will take, we'll get the weight of is 12 gram because carbon contains 6 proton and 6 neutron. That's why the mass is considered as a 12 gram. Now, one atom of the carbon is 12 by 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 gram. 1 by 12th part of that atom is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg, which is equal to the 1 atomic mass unit. So, what is the relative atomic mass of the element? Relative atomic mass of the element is equal to mass of one element atom of the one element divided by 1 by 12th of the mass of one atom of C12. This is the way we can compare the mass of the atom with the standard carbon scale. You can see in this picture when we are comparing the mass of the oxygen atom with the standard carbon atom, we can find that it is 16 times heavier than 1 by 12th parts of one atom of carbon. So 16 into 1 by 12th into 12, 12 is the atomic mass of the carbon atom. So you can get the value is 16. So atomic mass of the oxygen is 16 atomic mass unit. Or relative atomic mass of the oxygen, it is the relative atomic mass because we are relating it. So relative atomic mass of the oxygen atom is equal to 16. Now, what is gram atomic mass? When we express the atomic mass of an element in terms of the gram, it is known as the gram atomic mass. Say for example, what is the difference between the gram atomic mass and relative atomic mass? Relative atomic mass tells us mass of only one atom. So, mass of the one atom of the oxygen is your 16. Mass of 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. This is a standard. When you go to the class 10, you can read about a concept as a mole. What is a mole? Let me give one idea. Mole is a number unit, like our dozen, like our pairs. If you say pair represents one number. Like this, mole represents a standard number and number is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So, gram atomic mass represents the mass of 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 atoms. Hence, its value is 16 gram. Now let us discuss unit of atomic mass. Atomic mass is expressed in atomic mass unit or U. Relative atomic mass is no unit because it is a pure ratio. And gram atomic mass, when relative atomic mass is expressed or the atomic mass is expressed in terms of the gram, we call it as a gram atomic mass. So of course the unit of gram atomic mass is gram. What is the instrument nowadays we are using to measure or to calculate the atomic mass? The instrument is a mass spectrometer. You can see the picture of the mass spectrometer. Now there is a question. How we can calculate the mass of an element showing the isotopes? What is isotopes? Isotopes are the atoms of the same element having same atomic number but different mass number. What is atomic number? Atomic number is the number of protons present inside the nucleus of the atom. And what is the mass number? It is the number of protons plus number of neutrons. Take the example of three isotopes of the carbon, that is carbon C614, carbon 613, carbon 632. 6 represent the atomic number and 14 represent the mass number. So these are, you can see here in the isotopes of the carbon, they have similar atomic number but different mass number. So while considering or while taking the atomic mass of the one element, having the so many different atoms with different mass number, how can we consider the atomic mass for this? When we are calculating the atomic mass of the element showing the isotope, we call it as a average atomic mass. Okay, but how can we calculate this average atomic mass? We can calculate the average atomic mass by using the formula percentage of abundance into atomic mass of the isotope 1 plus percentage of abundance into atomic mass of the isotopic mass of the atom 2 or second isotope up to how many isotopes the element possesses divided by 100. Now question comes, what is percentage abundance? Percentage abundance means percentage isotopic atom present naturally occurring element. Say for example, naturally occurring coal contain what is the percentage of C614 is the percentage abundance of that isotope, or how much percentage of carbon C614 is present in naturally occurring coal, that is the percentage abundance of the C614. Now let us again discuss the formula. The formula is percentage abundance of isotopes 1 into atomic mass unit of that isotope plus percentage abundance of isotope 2 into atomic mass of unit of that isotope divided by 100. Okay, so this is the formula. Now let us calculate the average atomic mass of the chlorine. What is the data given? The data are given that the isotopes, chlorine has two isotopes. One is a chlorine 1735, another is a chlorine 1737. So chlorine 35 relative mass is 34.969 and abundance percentage is 75.80. Chlorine 37 its relative mass is 36.966 and percentage abundance is 24.20. Now let us use this formula and calculate that mass of the average relative atomic mass of the chlorine. In average relative atomic mass of the chlorine, we need to take the relative mass into abundance, that is 34.969 into percentage abundance is your 75.8 plus relative abundance of Cl37, that is your 24.20 and relative mass is equal to 36.966 divided by 100. So what is the value you are getting? You are getting the value is 35.45 and that 35.45 is your relative atomic mass of the chlorine. What type of relative mass? This is the average relative mass. So we can write AR here. Okay, this is the average relative mass of the chlorine. The periodic table shows all the average relative mass of the element. Now, this is a question for you children. Please solve it and write the answer in the comment section. Now, the final trick or final session is tricks to remember the atomic mass of the element. Okay, so to remember the atomic mass of the element, we must know the atomic number. I have told you or I have given the tricks how to remember the atomic number in my previous video. So please check it out. Tricks to remember of the atomic mass of the element. If your atomic number is odd, please multiply it with 2 and add 1 here. But this formula will not applicable to nitrogen and chlorine. If the atomic number is even, multiply simply 2, but again there are two exceptions. One is a beryllium, another is a argon. Now let us check that whether the formula is working or not. You know that 1 is neither coming in the under your odd or even. So this is the exception atomic number of hydrogen we have taken in the hydrogen scale and it is known to all of you, that is 1. Helium atomic number is even, so 2 into 2, that is 4. Lithium atomic number is odd, so 3 into 2 plus 1, that is 7. Beryllium atomic number is an exception. It follows the rule of though it is even, it follows the rule of odd. So it is 4 into 2 plus 1, that is 9. Boron is 5, that is odd. So 5 into 2 plus 1, 11. Carbon 6 into 2 equal to 12. Nitrogen again exception, though nitrogen coming under odd, it follows the rule of the even. It is what? 7 into 2 equal to 14. Oxygen even, so 8 into 2, 16. Fluorine odd, 9 into 2 plus 1 is 19. Neon even, 10 into 2 equal to 20. Sodium odd, 11 into 2 plus 1 is 23. Magnesium even, 12 into 2 equal to 24. Aluminium odd, 13 into 2 plus 1 equal to 27. Silicon even, so it is 14 into 2 equal to 28. Phosphorus odd, 15 into 2 plus 1 equal to 31. Sulfur 16, even 16 into 2 equal to 32. Chlorine is the exception. You need to remember that is the 35.5, and argon is also an exception. It is 18 atomic number 18. The atomic mass is 40. Potassium odd, that is 19. 19 into 2, 38 plus 1 is 39. Calcium 20 into 2 is equal to 40. So children, hope all of you like my video. If you like my video, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Please follow me in the Twitter and the Instagram. Thank you.